whether it be online or on TV today? Some visual thing that you saw in the city of Baltimore that just really got to your core?
Well, I mean, all of it was disturbing. It's hard to say any one thing, but when you see when the law enforcement officers were hurt and injured, when police cars were on fire, when buildings were being set ablaze, it was very disturbing. And you know, we called everybody together in advance of the city requesting, so we were fully ready to engage immediately.
It sounds like you're planning for this over multiple days. Are you worried that you're not going to get this under control tonight?
Well, we have no way of predicting. I can tell you this. We're going to put every available asset and as much manpower as it possibly takes to get this under control as quickly as we possibly can. And we're going to maintain the state of emergency until it's put to rest.
Can you tell us what the President had to say in the conversation?
He thanked me for the action, said he thought we were doing the right thing. He said, I assume that you and your team will be exercising due restraint. I assured him that we were. The last thing we want to do is escalate the violence, but I also assured him that we weren't going to stand by and allow our city of Baltimore to be taken over by thugs. And he said that the Justice Department was going to be, that the new Attorney General would be coming into Baltimore, that we were all going to sit down and work together to try to see if we can't bring calm to the community and find answers in the case of Freddie Gray, but that was a separate situation, that he felt we absolutely needed to get control of our streets, and he endorsed the action that we're taking tonight.
Can you say when the Attorney General and possibly even the President might be coming up this week?
I don't know when. He didn't say when. All right. Any other last questions? I don't believe I do know for sure, but it's probably 1968.
In light of that question, is this unprecedented? And if not, how does it compare to the rioting in the 60s?
Well, it's nowhere near as bad as that at this point. We want to make sure that it doesn't get to that point. You know, it's certainly the worst thing I've seen since I've been governor, which is only 90 days. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Just been hearing from the governor. As you heard, the National Guard is going to be sent into Baltimore. The head of the National Guard speaking, saying this is obviously not martial law, that they are there in support of the police department, but they will be on the streets on patrol. That's
guys, regardless what the fuck they say, a state of emergency is martial law. Type it in your daddy Google. You lying bastard. Martial law is Google. Martial law is fucking a state of emergency. That is a Google, you lying bastard.
Parts of the city. What you're looking at there now, we are told, is a massive fire in a multi-story, newly constructed building in East Baltimore. There are some reports that it's a new senior center that had been built. We are still trying to find out exactly which building the fire is in, but we're told it's at the corner of Chester and Gay Street, a multi-story building on fire. Miguel Marquez is heading there right now. I do want to go, while we continue to watch that, I want to check in with Joe Johns. Joe, where are you in relation to that fire? I'm not even sure if you can see that fire from where you are, if you know where it is.
No, I do not know where it is. I know of it. We've gotten some texts about it, and I believe I can hear some fire engines far in the distance, but I'm not sure exactly where it is from us.
Okay, so we're looking now.
We're on West North Street.
And the important thing about that is that just gives our viewers a sense that these are incidents happening not all just in the same geographic location. These are incidents happening in different parts now of Baltimore. Joe, before we went to the governor, we saw a man named, I believe it was Robert Valentine, who stood between police and basically was trying to get young people who were taunting the police to go home. One of the things he said is about those young people, he said, they do not respect this young man's death, talking about Freddie Gray. It seems as if those young people have moved off. What's the scene now?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, this man single-handedly stood down a group of kids who were coming over to taunt the police some more, and they got tired of it and, you know, yelled a few expletives, if you will, and walked on off. So the street here where we are is relatively quiet and peaceful now. They've rolled up the fire hoses. I think it's important to say that the police stay here. It's not clear how long they're going to stay here, but their whole objective was to hold the crowd away while the fire department in the distance could continue and finish its work. And it looks like the department has just about done that. But I mean, this is all sort of a symbol of how much Baltimore is going to have to do. This city has been trying to claw its way back. There are many neighborhoods on the west side that are just bombed out, like the one we're in. And the city has been working so hard to try to get its image back. And this is not good for that, obviously, Anderson. It's too bad. And the police department has a tremendous trust problem. That's not to forgive the criminality and the looting that's been going on. But when the dust settles, this police department has a real trust problem with the community, and they're going to have to deal with that because they haven't dealt with it quite yet.
And Joe,
that's something to talk about after things quiet down, Anderson.
Yeah, and they are certainly not quieting down. That had been the hope, perhaps, that some of this people would just get tired of this. I'm joined by Mark Puente of the Baltimore Sun. Mark, can you tell me where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm at the corner of North Chester and Landvale, East Baltimore, across the Southern Baptist Church. The church was building a new senior center, and right now that new senior center is all full of flames. Firefighters are standing back with their ladder trucks trying to get close to it.
And Mark, we're seeing those images that you are speaking about. So this was a brand new senior center that had been built by a church?
Yeah, the Southern Baptist Church, Pastor Dr. Dante L. Hickman Sr., the parishioners and worshipers that showed up. Lots of raw emotion, they're crying, want to know who would do this to their church. They burned the church bus. It appears that new construction is total loss.
Mark, do you have a sense of just, for our viewers who are watching this around the country and around the world, it's hard to get a sense of how many spots there are where police have been deployed, where there has been trouble. Do you have a sense of it about how many active situations are going on right now?
Well, a colleague and I raced over here from downtown, and we passed many police on many corners throughout. I haven't seen a TV or reports from my colleagues, but it appears all over the city. We passed a couple busloads of officers in riot gear being escorted in their motorcades, so they were going somewhere. But clearly, it's falling down.
And in terms of the response right now at that massive fire, we see a number of fire vehicles. We do see water